Hanna-Barbera strikes again. They may not be as popular as they once were, and that can most likely be attributed to a string of mediocre to terrible movies, but I think a lot of people still like the Fantastic Four. After all, they are the first family of superheroes and have been a staple of the Marvel Universe for a long time. And with great popularity comes great exploitation, as ironically the Fantastic Four have had 4 animated adaptations. The first from 1967, produced by Hanna-Barbera, the second in 1978 from DFE Films, the third in 1994, produced by Saban, and the last in 2006, produced by Moonscoop, which is arguably the best one, though each one has their own merits. Though if you want a few good laughs, check out the 1978 DFE version, specifically the episode The Menace of Magneto, where Magneto, for some reason, shows up in his hilarious car to cause trouble for the team. I won't give away any more, but it's completely ridiculous. But there's another sort of version that we need to talk about. In 1979, Hanna-Barbera either still had the rights to the team, or reacquired the rights to the team, or just did whatever the hell they wanted, and made a show featuring the most popular member of the Fantastic Four, The Thing. It was part of the show Fred and Barney Meet the Thing. And no, Fred and Barney don't actually meet the Thing. It was just a programming block where they aired The Thing alongside new episodes of the Flintstones. They're only seen together in the intro, which I couldn't find a good version of. I'm guessing some dum-dum over at Hanna-Barbera was like, duh, he's a rock man, so we put him with the Flintstones, because that's all we know. What's next? Are they gonna pair up the Human Torch with Hot Stuff? But trust me, this odd pairing is the least of our problems. So the show takes place in Centerville and not New York, where the Thing has become a local celebrity by saving people and fighting crime. But in this version, the Thing's alter ego is that of Benji, a wimpy teenager who turns into the idol of millions by pushing a pair of rings together.
Thing ring, do your thing!
So yeah, instead of big lovable Ben Grimm, we get, Peanut Butter Gamer? Well, believe it or not, Benji is actually supposed to be Ben. Or at least that's what's implied. Yeah, Hanna-Barbera has never really been known for good storytelling, and the further back in time you go, the worse it gets. Most of their shows have always been comedies that usually have standalone episodes. So for them to give new vision to a well-known superhero is almost doomed for disaster. It's never fully explained what happened, but small clues are dropped in a few episodes. Apparently Ben Grimm was involved in some kind of experiment that reverted him back to a teenager, and I guess also turned him into the Thing? Maybe? We briefly see him in some kind of machine in the intro, but like I said, none of this is fully explained. The experiment was done by this professor guy, and in a few episodes it's implied that he wants to be reverted back. It makes me wonder where Reed Richards is. Doesn't he usually use his scientific MacGuffin powers to make the exact device they need to solve whatever problem is going on?
What's that, doohickey?
It's my latest invention. I call it the Fantasta-Defeat Dr. Doomray.
But let's just roll with this for a moment. Let's assume this is some alternate universe where Ben was never a part of the Fantastic Four, but was involved in some kind of experiment that either was supposed to cure him of being the Thing, but reverted him to Benji, or was some unrelated experiment that both turned him into the Thing and reverted him to Benji. Fine, but where the hell did the rings come from? Those aren't explained at all. They don't seem to fit with the experiment, so exactly how do they work? Are they magic? Did the professor make them, or what?
Ring ring, do your thing!
Are they voice activated? He says that stupid catchphrase every time he uses them.
Ding ring, do your thing! Ding ring, do your thing! Ding ring, do the thing!
Also, wasn't Ben Grimm kinda always a jock? If he turned young again, he probably wouldn't look like this. And why the hell does he go to school? He's technically not a teenager, he didn't have to go back to school. Reverting to a teenager and having to go back to school. That is my very definition of hell. So when he transforms into the Thing, like, rocks fly all over the place and I guess stick to him, and somehow also gives him blue underwear. But the real Thing isn't really made of rocks. That's just kind of his skin, which now that I think about it is really gross. My point is, it wasn't like this. Where do the rocks come from anyway? Do they come from the ground? What happens when he transforms inside, which he does quite often? He must cause a lot of property damage when he transforms. Watching the show nearly drove me crazy, because I needed some kind of explanation as to how this happened. And I barely found anything. Sources with Hanna-Barbera were pretty much useless, but I was surprised to find some info on the Marvel Wiki, but not really much. The Thing Rings actually made an appearance in a comic once, but it was just a reference. Not sure why anybody would want to reference this show. The wiki says the show is part of Earth 700974, but it doesn't look like much else happens on that Earth. Benji actually had a listing, and all it says is the history of this character is unknown. And that's where I gave up. All I wanted was some kind of explanation or creator commentary or some kind of statement from someone that worked on the show, and this is all I got. I probably put more effort into researching this than the effort that probably went into making this stupid cartoon. I lost sleep over this. I'm not kidding. I was up late at night scouring the internet for something, only to come up pretty much empty-handed. So please, if anybody out there who worked on the show sees this video, I need to know what happened. Okay, let's just keep going. The only other characters from the comics that are in the show are members of the Yancy Street Gang. In the comics, the Yancy Street Gang were a bunch of juvenile delinquents who would often harass the Fantastic Four. But in this show, they're surprisingly accurate. They're just three jerks that have nothing better to do than mess with the people of Centerville. They actually fit right in as Hanna-Barbera villains. But how low do you have to be to hijack a kid's baseball game? The only other person that knows the Thing's identity is the professor guy's daughter, Kelly, who's Benji's friend and will usually cover for him. There's the school principal, Miss Twilly, who for some reason hangs out pretty often with Benji and his friends. And nobody thinks this is weird.
Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, I just love to dig up the past. Oh, unless it's mine.
I don't even want to know. Then there's Ronald. Oh, this guy. Ronald is a rich asshole. And that is the extent of his character. Every time we see him, he's got this I'm rich and better than you attitude.
If you must know, we're going skiing for the weekend at my father's chalet in the North Woods.
You make 6 figures a year. I make 6 figures a week in allowance money.
Here I am, gang.
Where did you get that?
This tractor? Why, it's a birthday present from dear old Dada.
You got a tractor for your birthday?
No, a farm. The tractor came with it.
Oh, you drink bottled water? I drink filtered mineral water harvested from the ice of Halley's Comet. Galactic.
How come you brought so much stuff, Ronald? We're only going to the beach, not the moon.
Well, all I brought were absolute necessities. My Shantung silk cabana, my Louis XIV picnic table, my Gucci beach umbrella, of course a dozen custom surfboards in designer colors, a few humble hot dogs for refreshment, and of course my personal monogrammed skateboard in case the surf is not up.
God damn it! Douche waffles like him are the reason why people protest the 1%.
Behold my deluxe inflatable tent. Watch this. Well, what do you think?
It's terrific. But we're supposed to be practicing our camping skills and roughing it this weekend.
My dear, this is roughing it for a Radford.
I hate him so much.
Nobody's perfect, though I'm very close.
I can't even look at him. Even when he's not doing anything, he's got this smug look on his face. At least we get to see the Thing make a fool of him occasionally.
Huh? Yeah!
Hey, Ronald! Like
to go for a little spin?
What's happening?
I should mention he's voiced by John Irwin, who's also the voice of He-Man. So apparently he can play the strongest man in the universe, his useless alter ego, and a self-centered rich dick. I guess he's a more versatile actor than we gave him credit for. The only other main character is Betty, who is Kelly's sister and a total bitch.
Benji Grimm, you klutz.
So all the episodes are pretty much the same. Usually the Yancy Street gang will cause trouble, they'll wreck a picnic or a dog show or something stupid. Then hijinks ensue, the thing shows up, and the end. The only time there's any kind of tension is when Benji can't touch his rings together for some idiotic reason. In one episode he lost one of his rings, but easily got it back, even after it was flattened by a steamroller.
Hey, Mr. Steamroller Man!
What do you want, kid?
Would you please back up for a second?
No, that does not work like that. The thing is, this show suffers from the same problem that most Hanna-Barbera shows have. The Scooby-Doo-isms. You see, when Hanna-Barbera had a big hit in Scooby-Doo, they decided to use the ideas from that show in all of their other shows. And the thing is no different. There's guys in monster suits, mystery solving, oh look, teenagers in a haunted house. Never seen that before. And food humor. Dear God, the food humor.
It's a home run!
Wait, just wait till the students try my banana cream pie. Oh, I can hardly wait to try it myself.
Boy, I hope nothing unfortunate happens.
Oh!
Oh no! Who could have foreseen this?
Voila!
Oops! Pardonnez-moi!
Riveting. The only halfway decent episode was the one where a mad scientist guy makes an evil robot version of the thing and it turns people against him. But it's still not that great. We don't really know anything about the scientist guy, and of course it ends exactly as you'd expect with the real thing winning.
Thing, you are great!
Naturally, you can't send a battery-powered little toy like that against the real thing.
The show is really silly, too. I mean, all Hanna-Barbera shows were pretty silly, but with an established character like the Thing, it just feels stupid.
That's dancing, ain't it?
Yes, sir?
Shove off.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh, thanks. I'm really dancing with you. Oh, I've dreamed of this all my life.
My pleasure, little lady.
Oh, may I cut in, Betty? Oh, Thing. They're playing our song. Okay.
God. Somebody make a gif of that. I don't know how to make gifs, so somebody do it. Here, I'll loop it for you. Go nuts. But one thing that really pisses me off about this show is Benji is constantly trying to get Betty to like him. Okay, first of all, he's not her age. Again, it's just Ben Grimm that's been reverted back to a teenager. But okay, let's just assume this is fine for some reason. She clearly doesn't like him. In fact, she goes out of her way to insult him.
That sun's getting awfully hot.
I'll get the umbrella for you, Betty. This should cool you off.
Oh, look what you've done.
But Betty,
Don't but Betty me, you big joker. Let's see how you like a cold shower.
Jeez, people weren't that harsh on Peter Parker. She seems to want to be with Ronald anyway. Yeah, a raging bitch and a rich jerkwad. They were made for each other. I'm not even sure why he hangs out with them anyway. But Benji keeps pursuing her. Give it up, man. Go date Kelly or something. In fact, that's a great idea. She knows his identity, she's supportive. In fact, I think she likes him. There's an episode where they may have figured out a way to change him back to Ben Grimm. Of course it doesn't work, but look how she reacts.
There's only seconds to go before 5 o'clock. Then we'll know whether Dad's experiment worked. And you'll become Ben Grimm, the test pilot again, instead of my friend, Benji.
Oh, I know how you feel, kid, but I won't forget you.
Then there's this scene.
Yuck. What a weird-looking creep. Who'd want to look at an orange slab of rock like me?
I would.
Huh?
And so would lots of people. My sister thinks you're terrific.
Yeah? Well, why not?
You see that? She clearly likes him, but is too shy to be real about it, so she keeps encouraging him to go out with her sister. This is classic awkward teenage love. Oh my god. I just realized I'm shipping characters in Hanna-Barbera as The Thing. The show really has driven me crazy. Let's just wrap this up. Nothing in this show makes any goddamn sense. It's a ridiculous cookie-cutter Hanna-Barbera show not worthy of the name of such a beloved character, and its very existence is a complete mystery that even the Scooby Gang would have given up on. I can't even imagine who the target audience was. Certainly not fans of the Fantastic Four. This was so far removed from the comic, it might as well not been about the Thing and just be another forgettable Hanna-Barbera show. Which it is anyway. I will easily recommend any of the other Fantastic Four cartoons if you need your fix, but The Thing can go do its thing somewhere else. Well, that's 2 Marvel properties ruined by someone else, but I'm going to give them one more chance. Next time, let's see how well Marvel does adapting one of their own obscure properties.
Stop talking with your eyes closed. That's what smug people do.
Well, I really don't see how that has anything to do with
There, like that. Stop that.